Hi, and welcome to Danny After Dark. If you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss an episode or a notification about a new episode. So, tonight is a very different episode than I typically do each week. I am doing a recap and a review of the Turtleboy Canton Trivia Night fundraiser that I went to this past Friday night. So, I was planning on going and went, had a great time. I'll tell you guys all about it. And I was getting several messages saying, how was it? How was it? So I was like, okay. I knew I was going to talk about it at some point. I figured I would just kind of loop it into one of my true crime and chills. But I figured, okay, enough people are asking that I should just do a full episode and show some pictures and some video that I took from the event. So that will be the plan for tonight. So stay tuned to catch up on all of my thoughts on that. So tonight, with that being said, since I'm not covering a case this week, we'll be a little bit more relaxed. I have the door open, so the cats will be wandering in and out as the night goes on. So you're welcome in advance. But if they mess up my stuff, then I will not be happy. So let's see who's here. Hey, Russell. Hey, Tony Stewart. I am sorry that I go on when there's sports that I don't know about because I don't care, but glad you're here nonetheless, Tony. Hey, Auntie Mimi, good to see you. So let's just go ahead and jump in because I'm really excited to tell you guys about it. So for those of you who are not from the Massachusetts or New England area, or you have just been living under a rock and you don't know the Karen Read trial, even though we've talked about it quite a bit here. So you can't discuss Karen Read without discussing Turtleboy. And if you're unfamiliar with him, I did post a link to his channel in the drop-down bar. Specifically, the video I did was when he broadcasted live from the fundraiser. So I will reference that video a little bit, but after the show, in your own free time, if you want to check out his channel, check it out, learn a bit more about him, and go from there. So if you're from here, however, you know who Turtleboy is. I personally first heard of him when he did the coverage of the Purr Cat Cafe. That's going way back, way back. So that's how I knew of him first. So that when the Karen Read trial happened and he became linked to it in the media on the news, I already knew who he was. And then it was just kind of seeing his connection and his coverage of the case. Let's see. Tony's saying, to tell you the truth, I haven't followed the Karen Read case that much. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, we've only talked about it every Friday night on the True Crime and Chill, so clearly you weren't paying attention, Tony. But no, other than that, yeah, it's one of those, if you're not from here, it became pretty much nation news, to be perfectly honest. But if you're not from here, you, I guess, really wouldn't understand kind of the day-to-day coverage that that case took. And I'm not going deep diving into that case here tonight. It's just more of giving the reference as to who Turtleboy is and as to how the connection with the Trivia Night fundraiser came. Hey, Uncle Frank, good to see you, hon. Thanks for popping in. So the event was this past Friday night and it was in Taunton. And for your girl to get there Friday rush hour, I sat in traffic for an hour and 45 minutes. But it was so worth it. I had those of you who watch the show, you know I dance. I've danced since I was 4. So I had a dance audition that night and I was like, okay, I can make it work. I can make it all work. So I did, but it led me sitting in more traffic than I would have liked. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. But nonetheless, it took your girl an hour 45 to get there. But it was cool when I did get there and I was talking to other people because I got there a little bit early and just kind of hearing from other people where they were from. And, you know, some people were just in the same city or town or the next town over type of thing. But some people did make quite a drive to come, which I thought was really cool that they wanted to make the effort to come to this event as well. So again, like I said, I got there a bit early and hung out outside on the building steps, again, just chatting with other people, of course, talking about this case, talking about other cases that some of the law enforcement are connected to. Y'all already know those cases. We talk about it here each week and kind of how those who investigated the Karen Read trial, now those investigators are now having their work impacted on other cases that they worked, and we'll see how that unfolds, my goodness. But that's another story. Hey, James Watson, good to see you. You always come in with quite a comment. So when I got there again, I was able to meet Auntie Bev and his godmother in person. And that was actually the first time that I was meeting Auntie Deb in person, which was really cool. So we went in together. Well, needless to say, no, I didn't go in with Auntie Deb. I went in with Auntie Bev, Judge Bev Canoni. And I'll get to that in a second. But needless to say, meeting Auntie Deb was one of like the highlights of the night, honestly. I mean, the fundraiser in itself, with so many great things, and we'll talk about that too. But it's just funny when you meet someone in person and you just have that like click where it's like, it feels like you've been friends for like 20 or 25 years. And we had that click right away, which was really, really cool because, yeah, he's just absolutely awesome. So got to meet Auntie Deb before. And for those of you who are not subscribed to Auntie Deb's channel, go over and check it out because he did post on his channel his intro, which your girl filmed for him. But yes, so he entered as Judge Bev Canoni, and that was absolutely awesome and hysterical because the looks on people's faces around him, you guys couldn't quite see it from the angle that I was, the way I was filming him entering, but there was just so many people around that were just like, some seemed to be like, who is that? But those who knew, and it was so awesome to witness that. So again, for that intro, go over to Auntie Bev's channel not Auntie Bev, oh my gosh, Auntie Deb's channel to check that out. So Turtleboy, I think it would be a disservice if I didn't kind of just address this from the get-go. So for people who are aware of him and his channel or his website blog, whether you've just heard about him or you've known about him for years and years, he has the type of channel, you know how there are just some, and this just goes not even just across YouTube, but just entertainment in general. There are some people where you either love them or hate them. And I think with Turtleboy, that's, at least from my perspective, the sense of people either love the work that he does or hates the work that he does, which to each their own, honestly. But at the end of the day, and I will say this at the very end too, because I cannot emphasize this enough, regardless of where you stand on him personally, whether you're like, I've seen his channel, I don't care for it, okay, or whether you've seen his channel and you absolutely love it and you watch it every single time he's live. What he has done for the Free Karen Read movement cannot be mentioned enough, what he has done. It's just so hard to put into words because I've kind of seen, yeah, here we go, stuff's about to get knocked down, so y'all have a good time with it. But yeah, it's just, he's done so much and brought this to light that I don't think would have happened otherwise. I hadn't really heard about it until he really took the Free Karen Read movement and it propelled the way that it did. And it really got a lot of people thinking. I emphasize that word because for those who are from New England or those who have heard that Boston has a very long history of police corruption here. And as much as I think, being naive, I guess, that maybe we're starting to get past that, this case, and especially Turtleboy, shined that light right on the police corruption. Not so much that, hey, it's just still here, just the levels that it went. And it's scary because that could happen to any one of us. And he just put a perspective and a shining on Canton, on the Mass State Troopers Department, Canton Police, so on and so forth, that wouldn't have been done otherwise. So can't say enough about that. This is a result of him in the best way possible. So when I took a day off of work, oh gosh, when was it? Like March or April, I want to say, to stand outside of the courthouse just to kind of see for myself because, see on the news what's going on. And I wanted to see for myself. And I actually met him while I was there. And, you see somebody in whether it's a YouTuber or somebody in the form of entertainment, if you will, and you see them on the screen and then you see them in person, it was, for me, two different people. And I'd even said to him, like, he was very, very nice, very respectful. I think I talked with him for about like a half hour. And I even said to him, you are not what I expected at all. And I remember when, friends were like, oh, how was it? How was standing outside the courthouse? And I was like, oh, guess who I met? And they were like, oh, how was that? And I was like, actually, it was great. It was great. He was nothing like I expected, but he was, X, Y, and Z. So I think that kind of surprised a lot of people too, just from maybe they've seen his channel and just judge for themselves or whatnot. But again, so I had met him before this event. So I wanted to mention that. A few people are coming in the chat. Just want to keep an eye. Hi, Corey. Good to see you. Oh, God. No, I can see from my camera one of the cats, Leia, in the background. Yeah, no, she's going to just like tear my stuff up. I know, Uncle Frank. I was so looking forward to meeting you there. Like, oh, I was so upset that you weren't there. Another time. We'll hang out another time. I remind Danny about it all the time. Do they look bigger in person? Hey, Capone. Oh, geez. So I do have a few videos to show, a few pictures to show kind of in between as I talk about and recap the night. So the first video that I have, let me pull that up and show you guys. Okay, I'm not the best at this, so don't mind me. Okay. All right, so this is when Turtleboy entered, when they announced him that he was going to be coming in for the trivia. And I was totally blown away by the entrance. I felt like I was at a concert or something like that. It was, people were psyched and pumped, and that just like started the tone of the night. But let me show you guys the video that I took for it.
Who've shown up in large numbers.
All right, so that is Turtleboy entering, and I took a little kind of a video selfie, if you will, of me and Auntie Deb as the introduction was happening. So let me play that for you guys. Let's see. Okay. Just getting this one ready. All right. This one. All right, so that's one. I love how Auntie Deb thought I was taking a selfie. That's really funny. But that is the introduction to the event starting. Like I said, to me, it kind of reminded me like a concert. I don't think that the videos kind of do it justice. You get a little bit of an audience perspective, but it doesn't really do it justice to kind of the energy of everybody that was there, which was just absolutely awesome. So Turtleboy had streamed the trivia night live on his channel. Again, I did put a link for that specific video of the live in the drop-down bar below, so feel free to check that out. And with that, you'll be able to see every question that he asked. So we were told to, be respectful, don't be on your phones, looking up the answers, no cheating, and especially no going on, on our phones on his live stream of it, because as he was asking the questions, people who were watching it live were putting their answers in the chat, or what they thought was the right answers in the chat. So we did not go on our phones. I have to say, I kind of had an eye around just because I just like to people watch. And I didn't see anybody with their phones out really. Everybody took the trivia seriously and competitive, but in a very friendly, competitive nature, except for Auntie Deb. He just wanted to win at all costs. I'm just kidding. So one thing that I didn't know in regards to the event being streamed wasn't until so Oblivious's channel, she had mentioned when I popped in her live after just to say hello, that the perspective from them watching was that the channel was focused just on, or the camera I should say, was on Turtleboy and the screen that had the questions behind. So the people that were watching it from Turtleboy's live stream could not see the crowd, which I kind of wish that they did, but how they would have maneuvered that, technology is not my friend, so don't ask me that. But I just think it really, the vibe and the energy from those who attended was actually really cool. And it would have been cool to have others see that. And I know you can only get a sense of it from a camera and kind of watching it after the fact, or even when it's live. But that was kind of a bummer where it's like, oh man, like those moments weren't captured. But to each their own. I don't know how to set that stuff up. So what was done was awesome. So when the event started, Turtleboy introduced, excuse me, the rules of the game, and I did take a quick video of that, just so you guys who didn't see it or watch his live gets a sense of that. So let me find that one. Trivia intro. Here we go. All right.
This is a night that I've had planned I wanted to do for a long time, and we finally got around to doing it. It's actually an idea I thought of while I was sitting in jail, and I'm like, you know what, Canton Trivia would be a fun thing to do. But the problem with Canton Trivia is you guys know too much, so I had to come up with some real stumpers tonight. So I'm going to show you guys how it's going to work here, all right?
Okay. So that's a little bit of an intro. Again, if you watch his live stream, you'll be able to see there was, I thought 25 teams, but in the end, Auntie Deb did a show earlier this morning and talked about, the recap from his perspective. And he mentioned 28 teams. I thought 25, but in the end, we did so bad that I don't think it really matters. But again, I thought 25. He said 28. Doesn't really matter. Hey, K-Dog, good to see you. Welcome. So the table that we were at had 6 people, including myself, me, Auntie Deb, and his godfather. And then there were 3 other people at the table that Auntie Deb had known. I don't want to, again, name anybody without kind of their permission up front. So 3 other people, awesome, great to talk with, and way more knowledgeable than myself. I will just speak from my own perspective, way more knowledgeable. I went into this and was like, okay, I'm going to do okay. No. The questions were just not what I had expected, but also not that I had those intimate details on, which was kind of a bummer because I was like, walked away and I was like, I wish I knew more. I should have known more, but I didn't. But again, it was still so much fun. On our end, and I haven't watched Turtleboy's live stream back of the events just because I was there, so I didn't feel the need to rewatch it. But on our end, at first, at the beginning of the night, the screen was kind of going in and out as he was asking the questions. But when that happened, he would just read everything so that no one was left in the dark as to kind of what was going on in the game. Oh, and let me also mention that the event started at 8, but there was about an hour to kind of walk around, settle in, chit chat, make friends, talk to people, all that fun stuff, which was really good. And I kind of thought that might have gone longer. I would have liked it to. I think it was really great to meet other people because there are some that you see on the screen in, at various events or whatnot. And you're like, I don't know them personally, but I see them so often. But yeah, you just get the chance to kind of meet them in person. And one of the people that I did get to meet, which Auntie Deb did introduce me, was the YouTuber Mazza. Super nice, super friendly. So again, check out Mazza's YouTube channel if you want to check out his content. But he was very nice in person. And thank you, Auntie Deb, for introducing me. Auntie Deb knew so many people. So I was just like, I don't know anybody. But Auntie, I mean, when you're dressed like Judge Bev Canoni, you're going to know a lot of people. So that was great because then he could introduce me to people. But some of the questions, I'll just give a brief little explanation of what some of the questions were. They were about some trial related questions about those who worked the case, or questions about those who were witnesses in the case. And they could range, for example, from what high school did so-and-so go to versus what, where did this certain police officer, start their career, what city, what town, or whatnot. And things were very specific. So that's what personally for me kind of stumped me, when it was just like, okay, if it was like a broader question, but then it was like, it got to those nitty gritty things. I'm like, oh my God. Those were the things I didn't know, which I was super bummed I didn't know, but nonetheless, it was super, super fun. So there were five rounds, and each round had 7 questions. So there was quite a bit of questions. Each question that was asked was given 2 minutes for each question for us to respond. And as the counter was going on for the 2 minutes winding down, Turtleboy would start to give, kind of hints, but not just any type of hints, like absolutely hilarious ones, where depending on what the question was, he would kind of add his own commentary. And of course, the commentary was absolutely freaking hilarious. And kind of a tip that as the night unfolded, especially if there were questions where it's like, shoot, we don't know this, or is it between this person and this person? We kind of realized, okay, the longer we wait to put in our answer, the more tips he might give, or the more hints, I should say, that he might give. Some of the times it was very, very helpful. Some of the times it's like, still wasn't enough. And we would just kind of take a shot in the dark and guess what it was. But nonetheless, the commentary was absolutely hilarious. And as the night went on, and people are having cocktails or having a good time, or a drink or whatnot, having a good time, and it just became more and more, a little bit looser, more relaxed, and a lot more funny. Again, I have my note here. I thought I knew a lot about the case. Those like in and out details, like those little things, I clearly just during the trial, just in one ear out the other, I suppose, or just it got so condensed and compressed with all the other information that I just totally forgot. But nonetheless, a lot of fun. And I keep saying that because I'm going to get to kind of where our team landed at the end. And it's like pitiful and embarrassing, but nonetheless, it is what it is. So I have a video to show y'all, and I did upload a lot of these as shorts on my YouTube channel. So if you guys have already seen them, then you're going to be like, oh, okay, I've already seen this. But I'm hoping me giving a recap and review of the event kind of gives those videos a little bit more context. Hey, car guy, welcome. Good to see you. In and out details, tell us more. For those type of details, James, go over to my OnlyFans. So, your math is a little off, but okay, you're closer than I thought. One video clips, still no turtles. No turtles, hon. You clearly are not familiar with Turtleboy, but you're not from here either, so I'm not surprised. So, all right. This video that I took is actually the favorite video I have of the night. When I took it, it was just so funny. So it's me and Auntie Deb. Let me pull that one up and show you guys. All right, here it is. Danny here, and we are in between rounds for the Canton Trivia, and look who I'm with. Who the fuck are you?
I don't fucking know. Dragged her out here.
Some loser.
Some fucking
Loser.
We're losing. Whatever. Yeah. And this is what she's doing the whole time.
I see it now. We taking selfies. So, Auntie Deb, are we going to win tonight?
No. But we are, no. We're 23rd, we're not going to win.
We're all having a good time.
It's okay, though.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm obsessed with that video. Absolutely obsessed. So, yeah, as you can tell, I think I was thinking, you know what, maybe we can turn this around. Maybe we can, but no. Let's see. Just checking. Lose. Yes. Yep. Yeah, I had some decent messages from us doing that. People, how much did you have to drink? And I was just like, don't worry about it. Like, no, it's fine. So yeah, that was funny. So in the end, as you can see, was Auntie Bev right? Oh my God, Auntie Deb. We were the losers. We were losers, that's for sure. Depending on the amount of teams there were, again, I thought there were 25. Auntie Deb says 28. I think we were number 22. We were 23 at some point, and then I swear we jumped to 22. Still really, really bad. Really, really bad. But in the end, just so much fun. So much fun. And again, it was competitive, but like friendly competitive. No one was malicious about it because, let's be honest, regardless of what kind of sport, activity, social event people are doing where there's games involved, some people can get super competitive and it just like kills the vibe. That it wasn't like that on Friday night, which was really, really cool. Car Guy says, I dig the skull over your right shoulder. Oh, thank you. Yes, that is a new addition to my setup. So thanks for noticing. I did not literally dig it up, James Watson. I feel like I could have gotten to 17 just by guess. Russell, no. If you did, I would be very, very impressed. Very impressed. Watch his live stream and answer the questions for yourself and see. And then message me and see what you do. Let's do that. Let's see. Okay. So one of the things that I wanted to comment on, so there was a cardboard cutout. And again, I haven't posted pictures yet. I was going to post them on my Dating After Dark Instagram, but I was like, wait a minute, let me wait till I just talk about the show. And then when I realized I was going to do a full episode on it, I was like, I'll just refrain from posting any pictures and then I'll do it after. But I will show you guys in tonight's episode. There was a Trooper Proctor cardboard cutout. Let me repeat that. A Trooper Proctor cardboard cutout. For those of you who are wondering kind of what that is, the best thing I can kind of relate it to is, I guess depending on how old you were. When I was in high school, middle school, you'd go to the mall on the weekends and there was like the record stores like FYE, Strawberries, Coconuts, whatever they were called, Sam Goody, whatever back in the day. And they would have those big life-size cardboard cutouts of whatever musician was popular at the time or whatever actor or actress or whatnot. That's what it was, but of Trooper Proctor. I first noticed it on the stage before Turtleboy came out, and I was just like, oh my God, look at that. James, there was Trooper Bukkake questions. Absolutely. It was hilarious. One thing I would have also liked, would be a Trooper Bukkake cardboard cutout. To me, that would have taken the event of the night from like a 10 to a 10.5, if you will. But that to me, that actually would have been the better one, to be honest. But that's just because I'm obsessed with that. So there were, in regards to what people wore there, everybody was kind of a mix of kind of either, it was mostly casual vibes, but so many Karen Reed t-shirts and an assortment of some really unique ones. A lot of rubber ducky shirts. And if you don't know what I'm referring to for that, look it up, check it out. It's atrocious. It's atrocious that that is news and what is a focus in the state right now. But nonetheless, check it out on your own time. There were also a ton of rubber duckies. People came, I saw people with bags of rubber duckies, which was super funny because they were everywhere. And it was just one of those things where, again, especially if you're from here, it's the stupidity of like, this is what is the focus right now. If only a fraction of the effort put into that was put into maybe a murder investigation, we might be in a different place right now. But nonetheless, it's frustrating if you're from here that that is really happening. So to have those moments where you can just take a breath and laugh at just the stupidity of it, it just is just so helpful for the soul. Because again, if you look it up and read it, at first you might be like, is this real? Is this real news? Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. So yeah. One person that I really, really wanted to be there that was not there, that broke my heart, 1 second, was Rita Lombardi. I was in the back of my head like, oh my gosh, I hope Rita's here. I really want to meet her, introduce myself, just get a moment to just chat with her, but she wasn't there. And that broke my heart. But nonetheless, one of these days, I hope to connect with Rita Lombardi. That would just be amazing, because that woman is, I don't even know what words to say, to be honest, just a fierce fighter and advocate, and your everyday person where you're like, she could be me in my town or my city or whatnot. Like, she's just the voice of so many who are too afraid to give their voice because of repercussions. And she just does not give a shit. And I love that. Absolutely love that. Google her, or better yet, look her up on YouTube, where you can find that she's done so many interviews on YouTube, on several other YouTube channels, and you can get a sense for her. And she's just fierce, oh my God, I can say the word, I'll skip that word right now. Unapologetically her. There we go. There we go. It was going to happen. It's a Monday, folks. It was a crazy Monday. So the fact that I made it over 30 minutes without butchering a word yet actually makes me quite happy. So, all right. Just checking where you guys are in the chat. Oh God, now you guys are just talking about like cardboard cutouts from back in the day. That's funny. Tony, okay, I might report you next time you give me a hard time, but that's okay. No, I'm just kidding. That's funny. Oh my God. That's, you know what? For you guys that are not from here, I love how your takeaway from the Karen Reed trial is Trooper Bukkake. It's just, it is what it is. All right. All right. So in regards to, let's see. So I have a wind down kind of piece and some notes about the event itself, kind of recapping and summing up, and of Turtleboy himself. But before I do that, I do again have some pictures that I want to show you guys. They are not in any particular order per se, but I want to show them. And one of the pictures is of the Trooper Proctor cardboard cutout. So Let's go ahead and share that. Okay, so first picture is me and Judge Bev Canoni, aka Auntie Deb. Auntie Deb was quite popular at the end of the night, I must say. Like, so many people wanted pictures with Auntie Deb, which was absolutely awesome. I don't know how in my photos I got like the wig that were like one side is longer than the other, but it is what it is. I ain't mad at it. So this is what I'm recommending to everybody. Just flirt your way out of being in trouble with the law. That's what I call this picture. Other than that, again, me and Auntie Deb and Turtleboy. Me and Turtleboy. That was, I believe, close to the beginning of the event. This was the sign when you guys, anybody who attended would have seen this, first walking into the place where the trivia was held. This is just a quick photo that I took of Turtleboy kind of right after he came out. I know I showed you guys the video, but this was just like a quick picture that I took as well. This was to kind of give you guys an idea of what we could see on our end. Again, when the actual trivia was happening, that was not on screen, but kind of in between, at the beginning or at the very end, and I guess kind of in between the rounds, that would be up. So we could see, but I could see where I was standing and sitting, I couldn't read the chat. It was just, the words were way too small for my eyes, but we could at least see it constantly moving, that people were really interactive in his chat while it was live. This is the Trooper Proctor cardboard cutout, which was amazing. Needless to say, when it got moved, it was inside at first on the stage, and then it got moved outside. The amount of people taking pictures with this was, my goodness. And at one point, I'm looking at my picture that I took on the screen right now. I don't think it's in the picture at this point, but somebody put a pink little rubber ducky next to his face, like on his shoulder. And so anytime you went to like go take a quick picture or a selfie with it, there was just that little rubber ducky there. And I thought that was absolutely hilarious, but I don't think it's in this particular photo. I love this picture. This is my favorite picture of the night, to be honest. This is me, Auntie Deb, and Turtleboy. And again, this was, I think, just before the trivia started. But this is such a good picture. I love this picture. And that's it for pictures. So let me get that off the screen. Let's see. Seeing where you guys are in the chat before I carry on. Auntie Deb, speak of the devil. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. All right, Auntie Deb. Auntie Deb. It's about to get real. It's about to get real. Car Guy says, I'm sorry I didn't get to watch much, but is the Reed lady, what are her charges? Oh God, I can't even get into that right now. That's a whole episode in itself. I would say tune in this Friday for the True Crime and Chill, and I'll make sure to recap everything there, because as much as I think, oh, there'll be no Karen Reed related news this week, there's always something. And actually, there was something that was today. So tune in on Friday, and I'll break everything down, because there's count 1, 2, and 3 right now. And counts 1 and 3, the defense is trying to get thrown out. It's so hard to kind of put in a nice little quick bow, honestly, because I'll just go on and on and on. We'll be here for like 4 more hours. So stay tuned Friday. We will go over it, I promise. James, you're nothing but great with your words. You really are. You're just here because you like the bukkake video that somebody said bukkake on the stand. That's why you're here, James Watson. Don't lie. Let's see. Yeah, basically. I think he was more so wondering like what count 1, count 2, count 3, what each of those were, but that's okay. Yes, yes. Thank you guys in the chat for answering that, because it saves me a ton of time in trying to do that. Danny, in 3 weeks. Does that mean 3 weeks sports will be over for whatever that you're watching, and then I won't have to hear you complain about it each time I do a live now? So, okay. Before Auntie Deb comes on, let me go over a couple more things and show you guys another video that I took. So, Turtleboy, from a observational perspective, because that's just how I roll all the time, I have to say, extremely charismatic and very good with people and very good with the crowd. And it's one thing where, you know, we see it on TV, but obviously to kind of see things in person behind the scenes is different, because on TV, you can see clips kind of strewn together at this event, and this event. It's like, okay. But for the amount of time that he was essentially entertaining, never missed a beat, full energy the whole time. He was great with holding the attention, holding the energy of the event, and great with everyone. That was one of the things that was very interesting too, that I noticed. Not only did he basically, I believe there was 200 tickets that were sold, and it sold out. So keep that in mind. That's a lot of people. He took the time for everybody to not only just, if it's like, hey, can I get a new picture or get a picture with you and say hello? Not just that, but to actually engage in a conversation with everyone. There was multiple times where I saw him, and yeah, it was just, I never felt that it was like, oh, okay, no, his attention's with it. He was great with everybody. And that's such a hard thing to do. I know it's kind of like, well, yeah, it's his event. That's a lot of people to host and a lot of people to give that one-on-one attention to at the same time, while being the person in charge of saying out the questions and the answers and all. That's a lot of work. And he was excellent at it. Absolutely excellent. If I had a quarter of that energy, the things I could accomplish in a day, but no, he did amazing. So the questions I felt were very tough questions, but questions that, you know, he said early on, like, a lot of people really know this case. So to find questions to ask people where it's a little bit more challenging, he certainly did that. You know, again, I would have loved to come in a little bit of a higher place in the rankings, but that's okay. That's just on me for being like, man, I thought I knew more than I did. I didn't know those little details, but that's totally okay. Let's see. Hello, welcome, new sub. Well, thank you. Welcome. Let's see. So again, I'm just reading my notes, make sure I said everything I wanted to say about that. Okay. Yes, I did. And in regards to what I said at the beginning of the episode, I want to make sure that I say it as well at the end. So especially as I can kind of see in the chat as the episode is unfolding tonight, some of you guys are either remembering who he is or checking on his channel and getting an idea. So again, different type of YouTube personality than I am, or a lot of people are. He has a very distinct type of reporting. But with that being said, you either, some people either love it or hate it. I don't really see a middle ground per se. Whatever and this is one of the things I say, two things can be right at the same time in regards to any type of person in entertainment or social media, whatnot. You might be like, again, that's maybe not the vibe I go for when I choose to rewind at the end, wind down at the end of the day, put on YouTube, kind of get ready for bed and whatnot. Might not be for everybody, but at the end of the day, what he did for the Karen Read movement, Can't say enough. Can't say enough. It really is him that put this on the map the way that he did. Which is very scary, because had he not taken an eye to this case in the way that he did and propelled a movement, the Free Karen Read movement that he did, it's scary to think where this would have went and how far this would have gone. There was one channel I was watching, and I can't remember if it was an interview that he was on or no, you know what it was? It was the Zone 7 podcast that I listened to. And they were talking about the Karen Read trial and talking about Turtleboy in relation to the case. And I'm a big fan of the Zone 7 podcast. Met Cheryl at CrimeCon several years now. Absolutely awesome. And y'all check out her podcast to hear her and her other colleagues come on and talk about this case. But I can't remember if it was her or a guest that she had on that said, clearly in regards to the corruption and the way this case was handled, it was something to the effect of they didn't expect him to be watching the way that he did. And it was just so spot on when that comment was made on that podcast, because it's so true. It is so true. They thought they were doing what they were doing, whatever way you believe in the case, right? At the end of the day, we can all agree, whatever side you're on, it was handled poorly and wrong, and that's an understatement. But they didn't think any eyes were on them. But Turtleboy's was. And here we are. So again, to give credit where credit is due, the man is owed a lot for that. So I do have an outro video in regards to at the very end of the event that I took of him. The speech he gave was longer than what I videoed, but what I videoed kind of was a good recap, I feel, in regards to the event. Just going through. Oh my gosh, absolutely. So glad you're here. Hey, Nuffles, welcome. Okay, so let me show you guys that last video that I have. TP outro. Okay, here we go.
Better than jail. This is fun. So I went to jail for this shit, and it was worth it because justice matters, truth matters, and we're never, ever, ever gonna quit. We're never gonna stop fighting for Karen Read. We're never gonna stop fighting for the truth, and we're never gonna stop fighting for Officer John O'Keefe. So I love you, fine people. Each and every one of you mofos for coming out tonight. This has been a huge success.
All right. So that was that. And one thing I also want to mention about Turtleboy as well, one of the things that I found interesting in regards to following him with this trial, and I think might be a misconception that I just want to also kind of maybe set the record straight too, is, if you really sit and watch, videos or lives that he does, you will see where he says he was a very back the blue person, like very much back the blue. So when something like this occurs, and it kind of takes someone who kind of automatically would side with the blue, so to speak, to kind of step back and be like, wait a minute. I think that says volumes. I really personally do. That says volumes to me, at least. And I just wanted that to be said for that. So one other thing that I think gets misconstrued, and he said it right there in the video, is, and I always say this, the saying, two things can be right. One thing doesn't have to be wrong. One thing, like two things can be right at the same time, which means you can say justice for Karen Read and justice for John O'Keefe in the same sentence. And that's correct. I think a misconception is it's one or the other, and that's not the case. And he makes it very clear that he supports both. So Now, we're going to get into a whole ton of trouble right now because look who we got here. Hello, Auntie Deb.
I'm not gonna do anything bad. I'm not in one of those feral moods. I might be. I kind of am.
Every time I've seen you, you've been in one of those moods.
Oh, stop it. So, hold on. First of all, before we get into it, you know who that is.
Bukkake.
That's your boy. That's your Bukkake. I have yours. I have your copy. I forgot to bring it to you.
Yes, I want
Yeah,
that.
I still have it for you. Also, very important. You got to inform the people. The people don't know. They need to know. They don't know. They don't know. You gotta know. They're like, what happened? I was reading Karen. Is it something about the snow? Is it that girl who smirks? We gotta inform the people. Now, I have the perfect way to start to get into the trial. Yeah,
we're going down that road.
I mean, like, come on. No,
that's fine. That's fine.
I feel like if you do a link, no one's gonna fucking watch it.
Right.
I got a 10-minute, in my opinion, the best into it. Because there's so much. I mean, you can't bring up Rita without starting with this. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And like, I mean, Turtleboy, like, if you're from this area, prior to 2021, if someone said that Turtleboy wrote about you, you were shitting your pants. Because that means you did something and he found out. Like, he exposed teachers during the quarantine that were like out partying and like not wearing masks and like wouldn't go to work. And it was local. Like, school board, superintendent of schools, this person, that person, this business owner not cleaning up, this person stealing from Toys for Tots. Like, he was on you. No?
Yeah, no, I more see, like, that was more closer to you. It's like those are things I heard of. When I first heard of him, it was years before. There was
what was that
cat cafe was going to open here, and he exposed that woman and never opened. Thank God.
So what was that about? What was that about?
Oh God, she was supposed to be partnering with a Boston-based rescue group, from what I recall, and then they backed out. And then she got some cats in there that weren't. Oh God, that's like, God, you're asking me to go back. Like,
what year?
Was it like 2016?
Okay, so it would be on Turtleboy Sports then, not Turtleboy TV Daily News, because his website got shut down.
It was the Purr Cat Cafe in Brighton.
The what cafe?
The Purr. Pur. Purr Cat Cafe in Brighton. Yeah, so I see.
R.I.P. Per Cat Cafe, the greatest litter box dumpster fire.
Oh, I guess this was 2019. It seems like, oh my God, it seemed like, okay, crowd fundraising started in 2017.
2017, yeah.
Yeah, and it kept, Diane Kelly was the owner, and it kept getting pushed and put in. There was this movement of like, we have no cats for you, Diane, or something like that. It was like those who were into animal rescue, it was a big deal. It was a big deal. She was going about it all wrong.
Part 1, owner typing as her cat threatens to sue the haters.
Oh God, yeah.
Can we read this?
Sure. Are you on the RIP Per Cat Cafe, the greatest litter box dumpster fire?
This is different. This is Boston Cat Cafe Per is the biggest litter box fire you'll ever see. But I like the other headline better.
Oh God.
It just starts off, I want you to imagine a woman so far gone that she starts typing on her business page, threatening to sue her haters as her cat. I'm not embellishing. This is real life.
Yeah. Okay. I see where you are. Yeah. So let's see. He talks about what a cat cafe is. I'm not getting into that.
Cat cafe.
Diane Kelly. oh God, yeah, the Per Cat Cafe posts, they're still up.
How to fail before you even begin.
Yeah, so she was supposed to begin with BFF, Boston Forgotten Felines, which is an excellent organization. One of our volunteers also volunteered for them at the same time. They are such a good organization. And she just, oh God, I'm like,
Do you see the picture of the original post?
Yes.
From her typing as
Yep.
the cat?
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, the downstairs. Oh, I remember this. The picture of the downstairs. It was cold, barren, unwelcoming, unsafe, completely unsuitable for cats to live in. There were cats. Oh, right. Diane had brought in people, and they were the ones that said this isn't safe. So there was no heat, adequate shelter, bed, towers, windows, or toys. No matter what anybody said, she wouldn't fix it. And she kept deflecting.
I mean, do you mind if I share it so like people can see just like a taste of like what his writing style is like?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me do that. Because like this is pretty freaking entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like he was like a gossip column / really good journalist.
Mm-hmm.
And like the cool thing about, or like the weird thing about him is that like he became part of the case.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he was yelling at, okay, so the part in the trivia night where he was like mentioning said the question, and then whoever the question was about, he'd like go in and roast them for like 2 minutes. But you could feel that it was personal. Even if like you don't like, because I didn't know friggin' half of them, right? And I follow it. I didn't know half the shit they were talking about. But like,
same.
Even if you didn't know, you'd be like, ooh, there's something here.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what's fun? Okay, I say funny, but not funny. All right, so let me add this. There we go.
Oh, do I got it? I gotta like scroll down.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is kind of like, his like blog style, and he would put people's faces up there, do everything about them. Start to like hook you in with like this kind of tagline. And then like, what the hell is a cat cafe, right? So he goes into that. Dude, he would take all this, and here's the thing is that people would just send him information. Because a lot of people read his shit, and we're like, if you couldn't find something, they'd be like, oh, like anonymously, like, oh, here's what's going on. Where's the Facebook? Yeah, dude.
I heard that there was recently a post, I think it was on the Per Cat Cafe Facebook page, that she was going to be opening a dog cafe. And that just was posted this year from what I heard.
Recently?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I kind of miss. Like, I'm glad that he's like uncovering all this shit, but like, I miss this kind of stuff too. All right, I'm going to take it down just so like people got an idea of like what his kind of style is. So from what I know, do you know how he originally like got into it?
From when I met him at the courthouse, when I was talking to him for a little bit, he said that, and he's talked about it on his channel, that he was and if I'm wrong, my apologies, Turtleboy. He was a teacher. He had a blog, and it was out like he wasn't using his real name, but people connected it was him. And then the school was basically like, take it down or
Pick one.
leave, and he left.
Yeah, no, I mean like the Karen Reed case.
Oh, sorry. I don't recall.
From what I know, he just read an article, I think it was like in the Globe, about a woman arrested and charged with murdering her boyfriend. And then he kept reading it and he was like, this doesn't make sense. Like, how come no one investigated the house that the guy was found dead on their front lawn? Like, you have a dead Boston cop on a Boston cop's lawn. You know what I mean? And he was like, wait, how come they just threw this woman in jail and they did not go into the house or ask questions? The guy didn't come out of the house to check on the dead Boston cop. And he just went in, kept finding this shit, this would go to like this person's house like went around to the neighboring people, like asking to see their Ring camera footage, finding out who got interviewed, all this other stuff. So he kind of like uncovered this whole thing, which is like so cool. It was cool. Friday was cool.
Oh, it was so much fun.
It was so fun, dude. It was so fun.
I didn't know what to expect, but
I felt like you were just like kind of taking it all in.
Oh, me?
With that, Danny takes it all in.
When I was not with the selfies.
That's all you were doing. It was hysterical.
That was not all I was doing.
They were like announcing the winner. You're like, hi guys, Danny After Dark here.
Shut up.
It was awesome though. It was such a good time.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Let me.
God.
Yeah. If you if you do, I'm letting you know it's gonna take over your whole life.
You froze for a second. If I do what?
If you like start getting into it, like if you watch the little clip and you start like getting invested in the case, it takes over your whole life.
Oh gosh.
Don't you think so?
It's one of those rabbit holes, but I think it's worth going down, to be honest.
Oh. Totally. This is the beginning of like the end, I feel like.
Oh God, before you came on, I mentioned the Zone 7 podcast Cheryl McCullum does that I listened to, and I met Cheryl at CrimeCon, and she was saying that, and she talks about it on her podcast all the time, that this case is going to be one that is going to be in the trainings now for like new law enforcement coming up in the, like, as they're starting their career, like, don't do this.
Did I tell you what they said at orientation this year at school?
I don't think you did.
What the principal said? So it's like 2 days before the students get there, and we're all like in the cafeteria, and they're going over these new protocols. So now what you have to do in the state of Massachusetts is, if any kid needs discipline for any reason whatsoever, you remember you were in high school, like kids get in trouble, like, okay, little shit, go to the office. Mm-hmm. That was it. They maybe call your parents, they maybe not, whatever. Any kind of behavioral issue needs to be documented in this portal that you have to like log into and document everything. The parents have a connection to it. You have a connection to it. The principal, the admin, like the superintendent, all this stuff. You got to put the incident, the date, the time. It all has to be like on record. Nothing can be just like whatever, supposedly. But when they were telling us about it, they were like, okay, they're like, listen, like this principal, he was like, listen, okay, we just had a training on this. Suppose some kid comes in here and, you know, you don't got to put every single expletive he said to you. Just say used in appropriate language. And if we need to follow up, we'll contact you, okay? We don't need someone, on the stand on national TV reading out their text to everybody. Proctor, they use Trooper Proctor as an example of what not to do.
That's wild.
I died laughing. No one else got it. Everyone's like, And I was like, oh, pooper tractor, mother friggin' pooper tractor.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's wild. It's just uncovering more and more. Like, this is related to Sandra Birchmore. Same cops, same people that are in Enrique. You know what I mean? Like, it's all friggin' connected. It's wild.
It's scary. Let's say that she was being accused of backing into just some random non-service worker, non-police officer. This wouldn't get the type of attention it did. It would just go completely under the radar and she would be in jail.
That has been happening, I feel like, especially with minorities.
Oh my, like, I mean, yeah.
Since the beginning of time. I honestly feel like Black people of America are watching Karen Reed being like, yeah, how you like it? Like type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, oh, really? Oh, now you're all in an uproar? Like,
well, earlier, so a case that I covered on my channel, God, maybe a year or so ago, that's from here, the Charles Stewart case. I don't know if I know you're not terribly into true crime, but go back and watch the episode. But in the end, he blamed two, two African Americans for at the time, stealing his, like, jumping in his car, harming his wife, killing his wife.
Mission Hill, Boston. Yes, I know that. Yeah.
And then in the end, I think it was his brother or brother-in-law that turned him in after things weren't adding up, and he jumped off the bridge and killed himself.
Good. But
he identified two people in a lineup. And it was not until that I don't watch Netflix documentaries on true crime ones because they piss me off because they add a bunch of shit that doesn't need to be.
Go on.
Do you remember this summer, Mayor Wu did like this public, oh God, what was it? I was so mad when it happened. It was just like this public apology to the families of the two men that were wrongly accused in that crime. And it's like, would you have done that if there wasn't a Netflix documentary that just shone a light on it?
Yeah.
No.
Thanks, Shelby Woo or whoever. Remember that show or no?
Mm-mm.
It was like Detective Shelby Woo. It was on Snick. Remember Linda Ellerby, like Nick at Night? Nick News? No. Grew up under
I'm a little older than you.
I only know WWF. All right. Anyways, before I get all psycho again about the Karen Reed trial, I have that thing I wanted to show you. Remember?
Yes.
You do or you don't?
I want to see.
Oh, hi, Kane.
There's a few people that came in the chat. I just want to make sure I say hello. Baby Fishmouth, aka Mia Bidu. Hello. I said hi to you earlier at Auntie Deb's. Thank you. Giovanni's Pikachu. Oh my God, love it. I know. Whatever Auntie Deb is doing, I hear a ruckus and I'm like nervous.
Don't be like nervous. It's gonna be like cool and exciting. All right, you ready?
That was the most evil laugh. I'm terrified now. Okay, I'm ready.
So, well, as I told you, you could pick one.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, January 14th, 1967. Thursday, January 12th, 1967. I didn't know what this was. I didn't know who this guy was. I just saw this at a yard sale. Dude, I just saw it the day I was talking to you when we were voice messaging. I literally went into the barn yard sale, okay? And I was like, oh, these kind of look Strangler. I'm like, this must have to do with some kind of crime thing. I wonder where it's from. I bet people might like this. I might know someone who likes this. So I go up to him and I'm like, how much are the two newspapers? He's like, 2 newspapers? $2. I'm like, I could do $2. And I Googled it. And I'm like, oh, that's the Boston Strangler.
Oh, my God. My friend, Liz, she went to a flea market, and I actually framed it up on my wall. She found it was from 1969, the weekend of the Sharon Tate murders from the Manson family. The article that printed here in Boston. It was $1.
Yeah, dude. You never know what you're going to find. You never know what you're going to find.
One?
What?
I can only pick one.
Well, because I'm giving one away. I'm doing a giveaway.
No.
Well, you want both?
Do I want both? Yes, but I'm not.
Well, you're missing Friday.
I don't care.
Well, what was Friday's headline?
I don't know. I was not around then. Hey, PJ, welcome. Good to see you. What? Let me see the titles again.
No, thank you. I'm kidding. This one is. I would personally want this one because this one's freaking cooler. I think. DeSalvo boasts I have killed before. Strangler's own story brags of crimes.
Okay, yeah, the I have killed before.
Yeah, but.
Stop. Okay, you know what?
Yeah, but it's because of the bottom of it. You haven't seen the bottom of it. It describes my life.
Hey, Bill. Welcome.
Gay, emotional, witty, volatile. The new Jackie Kennedy.
Why aren't you keeping that for you?
Well, I feel like the answers to some of life's questions might be in here. I don't know. I kind of want to like go through it. No, I'll give.
What a wild find.
I know, dude, right? But like, you know what's weird is that like this was the only thing in the barn that was like worth looking at that wasn't like a tool or a weapon.
Oh, see, I would like to find weapons, but
Are
that's
you
okay.
not connecting anything?
No, I am.
No,
I
like
am.
no, like why does this guy have this? Along with weapons. And they don't even think that's him that did it. And you know, Brian fucking Albert is one of the ones that helped crack the case.
What?
Yeah, dude. Stuck on that. Well, I shouldn't give him so much credit. Not help crack the case, like was there when they exhumed bodies.
You know, I covered the Albert DeSalvo case. Oh God, like maybe a year or so on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
I left this out because I didn't at the time I wasn't doing them in a live format, so I just kind of read the stuff and did the video. I don't think it was him. I don't think he was the strangler.
A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. He seems like full of himself. Like, look you're getting like front page of what used to be the Boston Globe. Constantly, all this attention. He's bragging about it. Like, why don't you think? Because like what? Why don't you think?
Because a lot of the details that he was quote unquote confessing to were some were right, some were wrong. And the ones that were wrong, it was in the paper. So it was things he had access to.
Okay.
So it was one of those, it was too convenient. It was just too convenient. But I don't think it was him. I think he was the oh God, the measure what was it, the measuring man, where he was committing those rape and assaults, but I don't think he was the Boston
Why
Strangler.
measuring man?
Yes, the measuring man. He had committed a whole bunch of crimes before the Green. He would pretend to be from like a modeling agency and go door to door and say, you were spotted. I'm here to take your measurements. You'd be, we can pay you in cash like right now. And if it works for the agency, then we'll get in contact with you. But that was his way in the door to assault women.
Dude.
And that is, I think, pretty certain that was
That's
him.
even still going on now, like modeling agencies.
AKA OnlyFans.
No, not even like snuff films, I feel like.
That's a whole different ballpark, but
yeah.
But with the way social media is now and people just have like their own accounts, I think that is toned down a lot. I would like to hope.
I would like to hope as well. I remember like on Craigslist, it was like a big deal too. Like people being like searching for models for this and this, blah, 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 blah. And like shit would go down.
The Craigslist killer.
The Craigslist killer. Yep. A lot of killers.
That's why I have a channel.
A lot of friggin' killers.
So just to wind it back to Carrie, because I can't remember if we talked about it. When I went to CrimeCon this year, it was in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, you weren't there. I was, when I got to the event early on Friday, I was talking to people outside and I mentioned that I go to CrimeCon and people were like, oh my God. And I said, when I went this year, the first thing people said was, you have a Boston accent, which I'm like, no, I don't. Probably just because I say wicked. But anyway, when they realized I was from Boston, the first thing everybody said to me, hands down, was the Karen Reed trial. Oh my God, the Karen Reed trial. Tell us about the Karen Reed trial. And that was before Trooper Proctor took the stand.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny that like they all think it's Boston because it's not. You know what I mean? Like everyone thinks it's like in Boston. It's like, no, they were just Boston cops. Mm-hmm. It's related to Boston, but this is Canton.
I think now people are aware of Canton. Maybe not at first.
Canton, dude. Canton.
We still need to do a field trip.
Yeah, you're dying to go.
Yeah.
I told you, dude. Weird vibes there. Weird. Scary.
I'll protect you. It's fine.
No, I feel like I'll be fine. Beckham, if Beckham goes, maybe.
He's not visiting next weekend anymore.
Because he's afraid of Canton.
Yes.
'Cause
He
he
didn't
can't
want
bring
me to
his
say it
gun.
on air. Yes.
Yeah.
No, he's unable to visit this weekend. However, he's like, I want to come at the end of January. And I was like, why? And he's like, so we can stand outside the courthouse, the Canton retrial. And I was like, oh, I've taught you so well.
Yeah, dude, he'd love it. He'd love it.
And then I'm like, wait a minute, you're from Texas. Anything below like 80, you're going to bitch and complain.
I know. I wonder what it's going to be like if like the people standing out and like with like the weather and all that crap. Hold on, I need to do a little.
They'll do it. That ain't stopping.
Yeah. Nothing stopping Rita.
Oh, did you hear my notes earlier when I was like, oh, one of my sad things. I didn't mean.
Rita. Yeah. No, you love Rita. I know you do. I love Rita, dude. She's amazing. She's amazing. I didn't even know that was her when I first met her. I didn't know that that was Rita. I'm like, wait, that's the Rita? Because like the Canton Select Board meetings that's a whole other beast. Have you watched them? Do you watch them?
I watch, yeah. No, I
Truthfully,
watched the
how many
good
minutes have you
parts.
seen?
What was that?
How many like minutes of a select board meeting have you seen?
Maybe like 10 to 15 minutes of each. What?
No, it's rough, dude. It's rough. It's a whole other thing. Did you see the one where they call the cops on her? The one like from 2 weeks ago for talking,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't do it to the other dude.
I know.
And they were like, I had to stop because like my blood pressure was going nuts.
Talk about like, and it was, oh, she's breaking the rule. Well, what about this person? Oh, well, that's fine.
I'm glad
like,
that those two people were there though, to like stick up for her because it always felt like no one else was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So dude, you should have drove by on your way to or fro.
There was a sign. There was a sign that
You were just 10 minutes away at one point.
I know. I should have just like got off the exit and stopped at the waterfall.
Would you really go in?
Yes.
You know that they're gonna know you're not from there.
I don't give a shit. Dude, you're from Massachusetts. Buck up.
Yeah, look around. We're from Massachusetts. Don't go to the waterfall. You won't be saying buck up when you're on the freaking front lawn of a cop, okay? That'll be a whole other different story.
Wow, we're going there.
You got freaking Jen McCabe
going there.
concocting lies. I'm just saying, dude, I mean, these people are, dude. They got, I mean,
So
it's
my
it's
birthday's this month. What if I was like, Auntie Deb, why don't we do a birthday extravaganza and just go place to place to place in Canton?
My blood pressure is rising just hearing you say that. I'm just letting you know.
I'll protect you.
No, how? With what?
I did martial arts for like a year.
Your martial arts are no match against Jen McCabe's 40 plus years of the dark arts.
Oh God. I'll bring a pack of rubber ducks and just like toss it and be like, look over there, and just run. I just have to outrun you.
Wild, dude. Like, what? It's only what? And last time we talked, I'm like, it's only September. And now I'm like, it's only October, 7th?
Yeah.
We have like a little bit till the retrial. Like, there's going to be so much more shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, we found out today the date that the higher court's going to hear the defense's case about throwing out charges, counts 1 and 3.
The thing we talked about last time?
Well, today the date was announced.
When's the date?
November 6th.
Is it at Norfolk District? in Dedham?
I didn't
Is
see
it
a
gonna be
location.
televised?
I didn't see a location.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw it at boston.com today, this morning.
Can barely trust them.
You should go and go live. You and Rita.
Isn't she the best, dude? Freaking
Oh.
Rita. She's like powerful. Like when you see it in person, you're like, oh, like she is just, it's something else. I never
When
thought what was up.
The video of you doing the crab walk with her, was that your first time meeting her?
No. So when I went to the courthouse, I just like walked by that one day because I had like an appointment like a little bit down the road. She was on a megaphone outside of the courthouse and she sees me walking. And I'm like, I try to be low key, like when like me, I try to be pretty low key. And she's like, she gets in the megaphone, she's like, Auntie Deb, we got Auntie Deb, and starts yelling. Comes up to me, grabs me, gives me a big old hug, takes a picture with me, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, this woman's out of her mind. Next couple of days, I'm like looking back at him, and everyone's like, yeah, isn't that awesome, Rita, blah, blah. And I was like, Rita, that's the Rita? I didn't realize it. I had no idea. None.
That video of you and her crab walking are quite, it's, when I saw that, it made my heart so happy.
I did not know that she was going to be at that standout, but like, she's wild. She's like a wild little thing. So I was like recording stuff for the music video and I was like, I just went up to her and I was like, I'm recording really quick. It's going to be in like the video. Will you crab walk with me on the side of this curb real quick? And she's like, yeah, fuck it. Like she didn't care. So like, I'm glad the footage even like came out, like you could see it. So I was like, I only have one really chance to do this. I'm not going to like keep asking Rita, who fights tooth and nail against the system, to gyrate her hips, spread her legs, and go on her back with me in a wig. Like, I'm not going to be like, yeah, can you do that again? We didn't get the gyration hard enough. Like, you know, so it came out great. Oh, and there was like this really cool picture that someone else just posted of like when I like was walking up to her, and it was just like awesome. It was just awesome to like see her face. Like she got like so excited, and I was like there and like Bev, and she was like giggling, which is nice to see because she's always like, you know, she's fighting a big, you know, a big thing. So like, you feel bad for these people and you see like how much the system kind of like just presses them down.
And it's like, yeah, she speaks for so many who are just too frightened to, and she's just taking that burden on, and she's like, I'll do it.
A lot of people are. She's doing it in like the way that it has to be done in order for anything to happen. Like, I think she was a little more mouthy and a little louder like before, but I think she knows that like once you do that, they now have the power to be like, well, you're doing it out. And like, regardless, they're still going to do that. But I feel like she's playing their game a little bit.
Yeah. I agree. But yeah, I've been going through and watching like her talks about like being at the select board meetings, and because we see them, but like to hear her like go on other podcasts or you know, YouTube channels and then like talk about what she was thinking at that time or what.
I know. She's so well spoken and she's like such a little sweetie. Mm-hmm.
She's like, you can tell she's very intelligent and
wicked.
Like she knows how to communicate very effectively.
She's the aunt that will pick you up when you're drunk at a party, punch you in the face, but she won't tell your parents. Like she'll kick your ass when you're being a little shit, but she'll be like, all right, I understand. Like it was that one time.
I agree. Yeah. That's like the perfect description of her.
Right? Yeah. All right, Danny, what else do you want? You need me to say anything else? Do you want me to like do anything else for you? You want me to like, what do you need? What do you want to talk about? So I'm getting like itchy. I got to go, pet my cat. What's up?
I think we talked about everything except two things that I need to call you out on.
Bitch, hit me with it. Go.
Clearly, you don't read messages because I heard you on your live earlier talk about, oh, where do I get a Trooper Proctor cardboard cutout? Excuse me, the night Friday night when I got home, I went online and found where you can get it, and I sent it to you.
You found where I can make one. I want one made. I want to go buy one.
You can't just go to Party City and buy one off the shelf.
Yeah, I got you. You like that's like work. I want like a line of poop retractor cutouts that I can go and be like, oh, $4.99. This one, he's going through my cell phone looking at my nudes, $10.99. This one, he's calling me a cunt, $8.99. Like I want all those. I want all the different we should have like an action figure collectible poop retractors, all different like stances and stuff. All right, what's the second thing? Go. Hit me with it. Go.
Okay, what was the second thing? There's going to be another Turtle Boy fundraiser.
Halloween party.
Yeah, you didn't respond to me.
You want to go?
It crossed my mind.
Well, let me know if you want to go.
Okay. We'll talk about it. I like sent it to you and I was like,
I didn't answer?
no, sure didn't.
You sent it to me. I didn't. No. Hold on.
We're like, let's sit here and have you basically say, Danny, you were right.
So you loved him before found guilty.
Oh, that's like one of the best messages. Oh man. Okay, while you're scrolling your phone and finding that I am in fact right, where can people find your channel?
Auntie Deb. Yeah. Auntie Deb. Right?
Yep.
I hate that question people ask. Where can people find you?
I know, but I feel like I have to
where
do
you
it
want to be
it's polite.
Where do you reside? Where are you? I'm like, I don't know.
I love your you have like such a nice set. I feel like every time, like every few weeks you go live, there's like some new addition.
Yeah, I change it all the time. What are you seeing? The phone? Oh, you can't even see the phone. Never mind.
No. Can't see it. No. Whatever article that I do get from you, it will be framed and added to.
Oh, now you're back to just one.
Oh, well, shit. If I get two.
I felt very guilt tripped into two.
Oh, God, the phone. Now I see it. Okay.
It might ring. You never know.
Oh,
you did. Okay, you did. Okay, but you just sent me a screenshot of it. You didn't say anything about it.
It goes without saying.
And then, no, because that was one-upped by the news after. The good news.
Oh, right.
I was too excited about that.
Okay, that's fair.
And you hit me with a couple different things. Yeah.
Now I'm trying to remember. I remember one.
Dude. Our text thread's kind of funny.
Oh, I love the one from earlier tonight.
Dude, shut up. Shut up.
You read it on air.
Yeah, but not context.
I'm not.
You might.
No, I wouldn't.
I would. You know
how many secrets about Beckham I have that I do not reveal? Spill one?
Yeah.
Nah. His
Beckham doesn't have secrets. Beckham has secrets. I feel like Beckham's secrets are like. I feel like Beckham's secrets are like he didn't like. I don't know, like jaywalking or something.
No, Beckham is quite a man of mystery. He really is.
Beckham's killed someone. Beckham's the Boston Strangler. That's why you don't believe it's him.
Yes, that is it. No, it was funny. Like, oh God, because we've been on camera for years now doing the Manson show over on the Paulcast. And, he now has his girlfriend, Shelly. Love Shelly. She's amazing. But for a while, Beckham was single. And it was just like Beckham it was just so funny because I would always try to advertise like, lady. Not one person messaged me. Not one.
Beckham. Don't listen to her. You probably got a lot of messages. She's just controlling and probably just didn't tell you. Beckham, that's not true. You got a lot of messages, Beckham, okay? Don't tell him that poor thing, okay? You know his past. You know the crimes he's committed. He might relapse, okay?
He might be.
Poor freaking Beckham. Poor
I'm
guy.
told I'm mean to him a lot, apparently.
You are, but it's kind of funny. But he also gives you shit right back, though.
Oh, there. Oh my God, it's so funny because like off camera, like when you like we've worked together, so it's like you get to just like know each other very well, and there'll be like the times where it's like, yay, the happy fun Danny, and then the like, he has seen the wrath of hell from my eyes.
Yeah, aren't you a Scorpio?
Yes.
Yeah, so you cut the deepest. Before I go, do you want to see the kitties?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll see if I think I can get one of them. Give me a few.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm so excited. For those who are watching that don't know, Auntie Deb has the cutest two cats, Tuxedos, Sweet Potato, and Josephine. And I got Josephine and Sweet Potato a couple little gifts when I saw Auntie Deb on Friday night. So I'm very excited to hear if they like the little cat toys that I got them. I didn't bring anything for Auntie Deb. Don't care to. But cats, absolutely I do. And for those of you that are still watching, and we have not talked about the Karen Reed case for like quite a little bit, thank you for sticking by. Oh, let's see. When will Danny? Oh, Jesus, James. Oh God. No, his cats are, oh my God, I'm obsessed. Tuxedo, like I love all types of cats. Obviously, y'all know. I've always loved tuxedos. Always loved tuxedos. My Cosmo's a tuxedo. So that's like what first did it. But okay. Other than that.
I can't find JoJo,
Oh no.
but we got Homeboy.
Oh, baby. Sweet Potato.
Say hi. Say hi.
Oh, do they like the toys I got them, or did you not give it to them yet?
JoJo likes it. He doesn't like it.
I'll take JoJo liking it.
You're not taking them. You keep trying to take my cats, dude. No.
Why? Think of it as like a slumber party at Auntie Danny's.
Think of it as like never happening.
They would love me. They would love.
What do you think?
Oh,
Hate you.
hate you.
You just told me.
Do your cats like other people or no?
He does.
Okay.
Not Josephine. She can't handle it.
Oh. James Watson said, I had a cat named JoJo named after a character in a Beatles song.
Get out. He had a JoJo?
Apparently.
Yeah, JoJo's pretty special.
They're both very special.
They are. JoJo is like
Yeah.
Pee-Pee is like an actual cat. Like Sweet Potato is a cat. Like this is a cat. He does cat things. He likes to do cat stuff. He wants to go outside. He he is a cat. JoJo is like from the ether. Did you see my video about the cows when I fed the cows?
Yes, I did.
Dude, how crazy. Have you ever fed cows apples?
I've fed cows. I have family in Texas that when I went down, there was cows nearby, and I forget what we fed them. That was a long time ago, but
You forgot?
I just remember the feeling of the cow's tongue, and it was just like very rough.
You heard it here first. Danny After Dark doesn't care what she feeds cows. She just cares that their tongues are too rough for her.
Oh,
You heard it here first.
breaking news.
I'm not even going to say what I was just going to say.
Tell me
Are
off.
you sure this is not your alt account, by the way? The thing that I sent you?
Wait, did I look at what?
Are you sure this is not your alt account?
I don't know. I don't have an alt account.
That's not you. That name isn't you.
That is not me. I don't have an alt account. That account, I swear on my crying cat layer right now, is not me.
Dude, that's you.
That is not me.
Dude, who
I
else
would
is it?
tell you. Okay, that's Leia crying, by the way, if you can hear that, if that's picking up on the mic. My affection for David Dinetti is very public. I don't need to hide behind an alternate screen name.
What was the screen name?
My phone's in the other room charging. It
You
was
forgot
like
it was Weddy for Yanetti.
Weddy for Yanetti. That is an awesome name. It's just not me. When you sent that to me, before I read that you asked if that's like an alt account of mine, my first thought was, I have competition?
Dude,
No.
Weddy for Yanetti? Are you kidding?
Oh my God.
Dude, are you kidding me? This cat.
Sleep
gotta,
over
like-
at Auntie Danny's.
Dude, I gotta like rub his gums, they said. Cause like he has bad gum. Why you got bad gums? What are you doing? You chews tobacco. That's what it is.
What is James Watson saying? Wacky for bukkake.
Ooh, wacky for Bukaki, Weddy for Yanetti.
Where did you see that account? Was that in your channel?
No, you know what? Good question. Let me get the original photo and I'll tell you right now.
Because I don't go many places on YouTube. I don't go in a ton of chats. So
No, I know it wasn't Danny. I know it wasn't you, dude. I know it wasn't you. It was just that name was fucking hysterical.
I'm just angry that I have competition now.
You think you're the only one that has competition? With Weddy and Eddie? Dude, no. Hoes love him. Hoes love him. I'm just in my phone looking up where I can find the word Weddy. And nothing.
I'm afraid what's going to come up on your
Nothing. Nothing about that. Trust me.
Oh, dear God. You know what? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing.
Nope. Dry as shit.
Jesus Christ.
All right. I gotta go find Josephine. And yeah, thanks for letting me pop on.
Yeah, thanks for joining. You have a
Did
good
you
rest
get
of
the
your night.
link to the thing? Oh, I did. I posted it. All right.
You did.
All right.
Thank
I'm gonna watch the rest of
you.
you. God bless. Talk to you later.
Bye. All right, everybody. So thank you again to Auntie Deb for popping on for Danny After Dark. And again, it was a fun night on Friday for the Canton Trivia fundraiser for Turtleboy. And I'm going to be getting off camera soon because said cat that was crying is now in here, like, yeah, pushing around toys. So it's about to get loud, I can pretty much tell. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your night, and thank you for joining me for this episode. I will be back later in the week for the weekly True Crime and Chill, hopefully with Mr. Beckham. I know it is a holiday we're going into, at least in the U.S., a long holiday weekend, so I have not touched base with him yet in regards to if he's busy or not, but nonetheless, y'all, I will be around. So have a good night, everybody. And remember, until next time, we don't live in darkness. Darkness lives in us. Bye, everyone.